Welcome back, guys, to season number 8, and yes, we have only got 3 seasons left to see if we can actually do the full clean sweep of trophies with Brighton and our multi-talented team of Wonder Kids. Can it be done? Well, after last season's disappointment, we really need to step it up and at least get one bit of silverware this season, because with the squad that we got, we should be winning silverware every single season now, without a doubt. And as you can see, we've had a good start to the season. 4 wins in 4, 12 points, 7 goal difference. We've only conceded 3, so it's a decent start. If we have a look at the schedule before I go to the transfers. Apologies if you could hear any aircraft flying over, but some aircraft really buzzed low over my house there. But as I say, from the start, a 2-0 win against Liverpool at home, which is fantastic. A 2-1 away win at Wolves, which is even better. 3-2 at home, struggling a little bit against Forest there, don't quite like it. And then a nice, comfortable 3-0 away win at Oxford United in the Premier League. Wow. Didn't think I'd see that anytime soon. But yeah, a really good start. Only 3 goals conceded, a couple of clean sheets, and a lot of goals scored. So can't really complain at that. Transfer-wise, well, I've still got over 500 million in the transfer budget. I've got nearly $1 million in the wage budget, which is ridiculous. But when it comes to actual signings, well, I did bring in a few. So I spent a little bit of money actually bringing in, and I forgot to mention this in the last episode, Anakin. May the force be with you. Adesina is a Irish winger, regen from Ipswich. A lot of talent, high potential ability. Worth a punt. Whether we get to see him by the end of this save, I don't know. But for 20 million, he's a good player. He's on loan at Cardiff this season actually to get the game time, so hopefully that works out. And also before the tick over, another Brazilian brought into the squad, a right back called Aldo. And what I really liked about him is the fact that his mentals and his physicals are already there for a starting right back, which actually he's on loan at Coventry and is starting games down there, and then he just needs to work on his technical. So fingers crossed, again, another very, very high potential that it'll work out for him. There were a couple of other sales, I believe, before the tick over, just a couple of loans going through there. And then if we come over here, another 65 million in sales. Making some serious money here. Obviously, the Elliott deal, he went on loan last season, so Arsenal paid up for him. That was the big one. And then it's just a couple of youngsters going out who weren't going to make it in the team. And then I brought in one more player, Hans-Joachim Gierland from Borussia Dortmund, a young German goalkeeper. We probably won't see him at all in this save, but I needed to spend some money somewhere, so I brought him in. I thought he's a good option. He's gone on loan to Bolton, see if he can get any game time there. So that wraps up the transfers. Squad-wise, still looking very, very good, very, very strong all the way through it. The goals are starting to come in now. We also have Gianni Robbiana, who I want to highlight here. His physical attributes are nuts, absolutely mental, and he is starting to improve all around. 22 years old now. The couple of seasons he's gone on loan to Swansea have really picked up his attributes, and he's starting games now. 3 assists, 1 goal, 1 player of the match for us this season already. So I'm very, very hopeful that we might actually have a World Player of the Year on our hands here. If we go to competitions, obviously Champions League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup. Let's see if we can get at least a domestic one. I don't think we're in sort of the realms of challenging for the Champions League just yet. That may be another season away, but domestic cup wise, we've got to win something. We've got to win something. Well, I am going to go and simulate this season. Fingers crossed we can actually get a bit of silverware. Let's go and find out what happens. After the disappointment of the previous season, I demanded that the players step up, and it happened with mixed results.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
League form was actually much better. Early 2-0 wins versus Liverpool and a 3-0 win versus Oxford. Yes, Oxford United. I did not expect that. Set us up nicely. In fact, we only lost 2 league games all the way up to Christmas. Sadly, it was actually the draws that hampered us this season. More league wins in the new year, a 4-0 win versus Swansea and a 7-0 battering of Leicester made it look like the title charge was on. But it wasn't meant to be, as our end of season form, was frankly awful and we could only manage a 3rd place finish in the Premier League. Arsenal were once again our bogey team, knocking us out the FA Cup early. The UEFA Champions League wasn't actually that much better either. Struggling in the league phase, losing to PSG 1-0, Porto 1-0, but beating, well, not just beating, hammering Shakhtar 8-0, and beating Monaco 4-3 just about helped us into the next round. We skipped on past Sporting Lisbon 2-0 on aggregate, only to face their Portuguese rivals and be knocked out in the next round of the Champions League 2-0 on aggregate as well by Porto. But we did rescue a little bit of pride this season in the Carabao Cup. We eased past Burnley 3-1, West Brom 3-2 and Southampton 3-1, pitching us into a semi-final clash with Chelsea, where we beat them 2-1 on aggregate to go and face our latest rivals, Man United. And it took an extra time smashing goal by Patrick Provod to win the Carabao Cup and claim Brighton's first ever League Cup success. Hey, we got a little bit of silverware. Okay, yes. I'm not going to get too excited. It's only the Carabao Cup. It's only the League Cup. But it is actually, if as I said in the highlights of it, if we're going to have a look at Brighton's trophy cabinet and their history, it is the first ever League Cup. So we've had some firsts on this game now. So a first Europa League, a first Carabao Cup, a first Premier League, a first top division title in general, a first UEFA Super Cup. So I'd say that's worked out pretty well so far. Actually, looking at this as well, I forgot to mention this before, but I have managed to up all our facilities as well. So there's literally no money left to spend on the facilities, which is ridiculous. But as it stands, that is the way it is working at the moment. Unfortunately, Arsenal are still our bloody bogey team. They knocked us out in the 5th round of the FA Cup, but the Carabao Cup was where it was at after beating Man United, getting our revenge, I suppose you call it, for them winning the league last season. But if we go by 3rd round, Burnley 3-1, nice little win there. 4th round at home, 3-2 to West Brom, it's a little bit closer than I'd like. 3-1 at Southampton, semi-final 2-1 on aggregate over Chelsea to get to the final and beat Man United in extra time. Oof, things you love to see. But Champions League wise, if we go to the league phase, wasn't the best. What is going on here? Blue Neri. Has there been an update or something? Right, I'll come back to that later. That's weird. So yeah, we qualified, went into the knockout playoff round, beat Sporting Lisbon, which was okay. Then round of 16, Portuguese got the revenge, but it was Porto, not Sporting, and they beat us 2-0 as well. So yeah, and then a 3rd place again. Only 7 points off the top this time, but still this season drew too many. And again, 2-2, 1-2, 2-2, 1-2. Brentford, Luton, Man United and Southampton. 4 draws that should not be happening at home. That is very, very disappointing. And if we didn't, we probably would have won the league on that. 7 points. Out of those 4 games, that is 8 points dropped. You take those 8 points, we would have won the league. And only 15 league goals from Van Persie, which actually I was just going to have a look at now. 27 in total. He is wanted. He is asking probably for a new contract. Yep. Buonanotte had a season and a half though. 56 games, 17 goals, 14 assists. João Pedro, 14 and 6. I'll let you into a little thing now. João Pedro, I don't think it's going to last for next season. I don't think it's going to last his full 10 years. I've got players waiting to come in and take his spot completely who I think are better. Robiana, brilliant first season, 9 goals, 11 assists, 9 and 4 from Profundi. Profundi is the one who I'd choose to take over Pedro's spot. Belabor 9-3, 7-10 from João Rego, 5-8 again from Alex Scott. So good performances all in all, but still missing a little bit where we need to go. Financially wise, I mean, what more could be said? We're stinking rich. We've got no debt at all. A little bit of transfer debt, but so what? One of the richest clubs in Europe, if not the world, and I can't spend it. But I'm going to try and spend a little bit of it for next season, because I think the squad needs a little bit of freshening up. We are almost there, getting at least another league title. We are not far off it at all, but we are still way off on getting that Champions League, so I need to figure out how I'm going to do this. Maybe a couple more tactical tweaks, because tactically wise, I haven't really changed anything too much. Maybe in the instructions a little bit, but yeah, I'm going to have a little think about this and see how I'm going to play this in Season 9, because I want to try and get at least a couple of more domestic trophies in the last couple of seasons to really top things out. Because if you have a look at the profile now, it's 9 trophies. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's really good haul. 9 trophies, that's averaging 1 trophy a season. Really, really good. But I want the big ones. I want the Premier League and I want the Champions League. They're the ones that are really going to cement this Brighton team as one of the best in Europe. Can it be done? Well, come and join me for season number 9 to find out what happens. And please do leave a like on the video if you enjoy this content. Go and have a watch of the rest of the videos. Subscribe to the channel. It would really, really help. Leave a comment down below. Interact. I want to get these videos seen more. So more interaction will really help that. So please, please do interact. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you later. Ta-ra.